Today's episode brought to you by Bee Poppin' Gourmet Popcorn out of Watertown, South Dakota. Find them on Facebook, follow, and email or private message them today for all your gourmet popcorn needs. Well, hello, friends. This is Tara.
Hey, girl. Hey, this is Carrie.
And we are the Wife Mom Workaholics. Episode 5.
We're doing it.
Did we think we'd get this far?
I mean, I knew we would.
Right. Like,
yeah, we're stubborn. We're stubborn, crazy bitches.
Stubborn, crazy. That is understatement of the century. Understatement of the century.
Right.
If you tend to watch our podcasts when they get posted on YouTube, be surprised this week. We have Carrie actually on camera because we sweet talked her into it and she gave up to all the people saying be on camera.
The peer pressure. I'm clearly not built for peer pressure.
But this is perfect for today's episode.
It is. That's why I made myself go, okay, it can happen. But it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite.
We're just a couple friends having a conversation.
No, I know, but I can't help myself to just like that.
Just knowing.
Yes. It's a thing, and it's hard for me. So, but I digress. Our episode today is about the introvert, which is me, and the extrovert,
which is me,
and how we deal with it.
Yeah, navigating the social wilds, because socially it is wild.
It is wild.
It is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm everybody's best friend.
Right.
Get me out in the drinking scene. Oh, yes. Jesus. I'm everybody's best friend, bouncing all over the place.
Right.
So, once again, we go back to, it's just like, you and Jeff are just alike.
Yeah.
Right? He's a total introvert, too.
Yeah.
So when it's us, it's also like saying when me and Jeff go out. So you can imagine the hell this poor man goes through when we go out being social.
I feel his pain every time.
At least when it's the four of us.
Right. Me and Jeff can sit at the table together.
You can hang in the corner, and Hayden and I will be busy making friends with everybody. And scheduling the after bar.
Yes,
I'm known for that.
Finding the good times and making sure that you're part of them.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. This is why Jeffrey does not allow me to schedule the after bar anymore. Because once we get home and I go pee, I'm done.
And then he's stuck with people.
He's stuck with a house full of people. I did this to him, I don't know how many times in Wisconsin. And he's like, shut the fuck up. No, she's not having that. Yeah, we are. No, it's a big I got this. So we're good this time. Yeah. Second I sit down and pee, we're done. I'm going to bed.
I mean, Hayden's pretty much the same. Like, he is all about, but then we get there and he's like, oh, I'm tired. And I'm like, so I'm stuck with these people because I'm not tired.
Right.
And I will say, like, when we go do things, the four of us, me and Jeff are usually the ones sitting up at the table. Well, you two are over there just...
Old balls are snoring away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And luckily, it's just Jeff I have to deal with because I would never invite people over to my house for an after-bar party in a million years. That would never happen. And my husband just knows better. He would never.
Well, he's a better trained animal than I am because I am not that guy. I'm like, let's see all the things. Carter got a glimpse of it last year.
Right.
He was not impressed with me.
I mean, I get it.
Shocker. I am not an impressive human all the time.
No, but you're like, when you kick it into good time mode, there is nothing standing in your way.
There's no stopping good time, Charlie.
Yeah. Like you are head first into it. You're like, and that's like, you're not like that all the time. Like, as far as like whooping it up, you're not like that all the time. No. But when you like, there have been times where you're like, we're doing this, and I was like, are we? I don't know if I want to.
Not Tara style, because she's crazy.
She's crazy. and I end up being sick for days.
But, okay, that's fair, and I will own that. But when I'm good time Charlieing, and I'm like, hey, Carrie, you're like, all right, sounds good.
I'm just as guilty. I am.
She participates.
I do willingly participate. I do. And I have a great time. But I love that because, again, you're super comfortable with being that extrovert and kind of taking that attention and making it a great time. And I get to just kind of, and I don't want to say like I hang back because I fully participate in the fun and the craziness, but I'm not the ringleader. I'm definitely that. And I have that with my sister too. Like, she is the kind of that rolling force, and I just get to like, cool, fun, and I enjoy that. That's me.
I'm gonna hold on to the snowball while it rolls down. Yeah. Whereas me, I'm like the snowball.
Yeah, you're the star. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait to go camping with you guys this summer. Like,
it's a wild time. It's a wild time.
I fear the next time you're gonna be like, oh, you're going to go camping with? Yeah, I'm staying home.
I'm just not
going with you too.
Let's just hang out.
Crazy.
At my house. Yeah.
And Dan, now we digress, is more of an introvert too.
Yes, yeah. I would say he's definitely.
So you, Dan, and Jeff.
Yeah.
Mad chilling, having a good time.
Yeah, definitely low key.
Me, Lori, and Hayden.
Yeah. Other than, I will say, and we've had this, my brother-in-law, vacation brother-in-law versus at home. They're two different human beings.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my gosh. It is a wild ride. Now, granted, I've known this man since I was too young to even, but when we were on vacation and we were in Mexico, it was so crazy. He was making friends with random people.
That's the Tara thing. And the Hayden thing.
I was like, I would never talk to another human being other than the people I'm with. Why are we talking to extra people? What are we doing? I don't want to have dinner because I don't want to.
But why not?
Do you want honest?
Yes.
Like honest? Because the amount of pressure that goes into performative style, like, that is not for me. Like, I don't know you. I don't need to.
You ain't gotta perform. You just gotta be you, boo boo.
Yeah. So me would be back in my hotel room ordering.
That's fair.
Ordering room service or sitting quietly enjoying my dinner. Like, the first time me and Hayden went to Mexico, we went out to dinner, and we had small kids at the time. They were with my mother. It was fabulous. But we sat quietly and ate a dinner, and it was we just listened to the sounds of the ocean. It was like an open air,
God,
and it was just silent. We had beautiful steaks. It was fabulous. And we got down, and Hayden's like, honey, is there something wrong? We didn't like talk during dinner. And I was like, no, I really enjoyed just sitting and enjoying this beautiful meal. And we had casual conversation, but nothing.
You weren't talking about the dirty diapers at home?
No, or even just anything serious. It was like, how's your steak? That's good. Oh my gosh, did you see that beautiful flower? Or did you see that shell? Or, oh my gosh, can we go back to that place? And I want to, try and do this or that. Absolutely nothing. But we were very quiet during the whole entire meal. And
nothing wrong with that.
There isn't, but my husband's not necessarily like that. He likes, like, he's the type of guy that goes to a bar and he swears that no one, like, he doesn't approach them, they approach him. And there's times where I'm like, yes, I have seen that, but most of the time.
I mean, yeah, we're the approachers.
Right. Doesn't, but he's the type of guy, he doesn't realize, like, he looks up and says, how are you? And I'm like, you called them over. That's
right.
That's
right.
You approaching them just because they're the one that walked over you.
You made that
eye contact.
Open invitation.
You looked at them.
You looked at them.
I look at. Okay. I actually, speaking of that, because I'm such a don't look directly at someone. which is super funny with what I do for a living. But
yeah, that's what I don't get.
I have a little box, and that fits in that little box. But one of my customers said, I drove past you and you didn't even, you completely didn't see me. And I was like, oh yeah, when I drive, I'm like tunnel vision. Like I make sure I'm not crashing. I that's fine, but I don't.
I'm not making friends on the road.
I'm not making eye contact.
Meanwhile, I'm like,
and
hey.
She will be so proud because that is what she did today. She leaned out her window and I was like, I saw you this time, honey.
Yeah, you made it a little hard to miss.
And she was like, good. I'm like, good. I know, but I'm one of those people. Like I don't, if in public, I don't generally make eye contact with people. I generally don't. Yeah.
Okay. So meanwhile, we went out to Dakota Butcher on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And we ended up, so long story short, there's some kids that live around here that, and I've never made a long story short, like literally ever. I just say that for politeness.
A long story long and a short story long.
Exactly. So Jeff works with Andrew, and him and Mac had a baby, little Alaric.
Beautiful baby.
And they decided they needed a local grandma. And well, sign me up. So I
got you.
So madly in love with this baby. I just ooh and goo over him all the time. Like, I will call them and be like, hello.
It's trust me, I've
2
heard
o'clock in the afternoon. How come I haven't seen Alaric yet? Whatever. And so we ended up going out so Valentine's Day has always been very special for Jeff and I. We got engaged.
Aww.
We got pregnant with Diem. Like, it's always been our thing. And at first, Andrew had asked if we'd watch Alaric on Valentine's Day, and Jeff's like, absolutely not.
Right. As to be expected, yeah.
Right. Then as we're talking, Jeff's like, to me, not with an earshot, Andrew's like, I mean, what are we doing? I'm like, you know what? We could, like, catch an early supper, and then we could go get Alaric, and then they can have it. So we're that level, right?
I can't.
And it ended up
celebrate Valentine's Day in our house. So.
Yeah, we are very much celebrators. And so we ended up, it's Valentine's Day. We were late to the program, so we all ended up going out to supper together.
Yeah.
At Dakota Butcher in Watertown. And here's this lady, minding her own business, sitting at the table. She's at a high top, we're at a low top. She's sitting there, and she looks over a couple times. And here's me. I'm so crazy. I just get up and go right up to her and say, like I saw you admiring my grandson. Here, you want to get a closer look? Isn't he perfect?
Like a
He's so amazing.
Lunatic.
Yeah. I will roll up on anyone.
That is the wildest thing ever.
Here's the thing. My friend Laura from Denver.
Yeah.
Shout out to Denver. We love Laura.
She's great.
I met Laura on the Amtrak to Utah.
Yeah, because you're a crazy person.
Because I'd just be making conversations.
By the way, when we go on the train, I ain't meeting nobody. I got the group I came with, and that's all the group I need.
You don't have to meet them. I'll introduce you to them after I introduce myself to them.
I don't want to. It's just it's anxiety.
We met on the Amtrak and just struck up a conversation with her.
Yeah,
we've been so friends ever since. I've gone to Denver how many times this year?
Yeah, I went with one time.
Yeah, for Brady's powerlifting. Yeah. And just such a sweetheart. Just absolutely love her to death.
Yeah, she's great.
Because I'm that crazy chick. Yeah. I have a Laura in my life.
Yeah.
So
I'm never gonna have a Laura in my life.
Well, you got a Tara. So.
I do, and she drags the Laura's in, and
I bring
and
a
now
Laura's
I know a Laura. It's
yep. Well, Carrie, you need a Laura in your life. Come on, let's go to Denver.
Yeah.
So yeah, we operate very differently.
Right.
Built different.
Absolutely.
Built different.
Absolutely. Get me a
list. Can't wait to make those shirts. Can't wait to make those shirts.
So yeah, like I was gonna ask, when it comes to like social events, do social events give like work events or like my son's graduation party gave me horrible anxiety.
Mm-mm.
No. You just like you don't like stir in the back of your head the 12 million things that you could have said or done or misstepped or like that doesn't
Oh, do I weigh out the worst case scenarios? Absolutely.
Okay.
But socially, am I uncomfortable or scared? No.
Wow.
Actually, I take that back. There have been times, and it makes zero sense to me, but I know one time very specifically. I was going to Castlewood. So I went to school in Castlewood for literally about 5 minutes in middle school.
Yeah.
I was there part of my 6th and part of my 7th grade year. And I made a lot of great friends in Castlewood. And
That's great town.
these are people who are still my friends.
Yeah.
And it was a 20-year class reunion. I did not graduate from Castlewood.
Right.
But we graduated the same year.
Yeah.
I was there 6th and 7th grade, for crying out loud. And it's the 20th high school reunion, and they're like, you gotta come.
Oh,
And
that's sweet.
Castlewood days.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is sweet. It is sweet. 100%. I had the worst anxiety driving into Castlewood. I have no idea why. I could not explain it. No clue. I thought I was going to puke.
Wow.
I had...
Okay, so that's probably how I feel. Like, I went to my 20, and that's how I felt driving up to the bar.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Just
you cannot drink alcoholic beverages when you're in that mindset.
No. Well, I mean, you can.
You can, but it ain't going to take you much. Because I literally got to the golf course in Castlewood, got out of my car, and I'm like, okay, I'm going into the clubhouse. Sink or swim, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends from 200 yards away just bellers, hey, Tara! Yeah. And I was like, okay, we're good.
We're good, yeah.
We're good.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've already had the mental meltdown, and I start throwing back vodka lemonades.
Mm-hmm.
I got there, I think, like 5 o'clock. And by the time Jeff got there at 6:30, I was hammered. Embarrassing my damn self. Hammered.
But
because the anxiety had me in such an emotional state.
Yeah.
And when I started drinking, that vodka hit different. It hit way different than usual.
I think that might be my normal drinking.
Oh no, this was so bad. Like, and I'm just fluttering all over Castlewood all night, making friends with everybody if I'm not already friends with them, and reminding them that I lived there for 5 minutes. And by the way, the roadies are my family, and I love them, and blah 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 blah.
Just making friends.
My husband is over my shit, and literally it was midnight.
Oh gosh.
When he's like, "Get on the motorcycle, we're going home."
Well, fun motorcycle ride.
Everybody's like, he's making you ride on the motorcycle. Like, you're really fucked up. I'm like, I know I'm probably gonna die. I love you, friends. Bye. And I was so frozen on the back of the motorcycle, trying to drink I don't drink Red Bull, we know this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But I have an orange Red Bull, and I'm trying to drink it, and I'm trying to stay just...
Oh my gosh. Not die. You're trying not to die.
Don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep.
Don't weebles and wobbles, because then we're all going to fall down. It was so bad. And I am not easily embarrassed.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't really give two rats' ass.
Yeah,
about anything.
no, you definitely have that, like, where you're like...
The next day, I was, like, creeping into town to get my car. I'm like, please do not let anybody see me. I should probably send in a letter of apology for my behaviors. And everybody's like, hey, Sarah, are you coming back tonight? No.
Yeah.
Were you not here last night? Like, no.
Yeah.
So, I do have the ability, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
I do have the ability to have that social anxiety.
Right.
When I'm in a situation, and I think it's a control issue, when I'm not completely in the know and in control of, it's one thing to go to your local bar where everybody knows you and, they know how you behave and they know how you who you are as a person, and to be in that crowd versus going to a different crowd on a solo mission, that's not my jam.
Yeah. I do get that. So, like with me, I work with the public, and I don't mind what I do. I walk into, and I do my job, and I have no anxiety about speaking in front of my customers. It doesn't bother me in the least bit, because I kind of control that narrative, and I feel comfortable because I know not to say that I don't get you know, a curveball once in a while. But at the end of the day, I know that I can manage that. But yes, when it comes to like social events, like my 20-year, these are people I went to school with basically my entire life.
Your entire life, yeah.
Small town.
Right.
And I got there and I was texting the couple of close people that I went to high school with. And I'm like, when are you going to be here? Because I can't walk into the bar. Mind you, this is the town I grew up in. I can't walk into that bar. I cannot walk into that bar by myself. And one of them was like, I'm not going to be there for another 45 minutes. And the other one's like, I'll be there in 5. So I walk in and I was like, and I'm going to tell you, I knew most of the people in that bar. And I got my drink, walked over to an empty table, sat in the corner, and looked at my phone.
So why do you think you... And see, this is where it kind of gets me, because I don't find myself to be that confident of a person. But where do you think that lack of confidence to enter that room, where does that stem from for you?
Probably the fact that I don't often leap outside of my comfort zone, and I always have a safety net. If I go somewhere, I have you with me. If I go somewhere, I have my husband with me. If I go somewhere, I have my sister with me.
Right.
I am not, other than my work, which I do solo, I obviously don't have someone come with me.
Right.
But, and that I feel like I can manage. But as soon as you throw me, and again, like this reunion, I went by myself. My husband is not from my hometown, and I was like, what fun would you have? You don't know these people. Right. This seems like a miserable space.
He would have had a blast, but I get what you're saying.
No, I don't think he would have, just because, again, there is an age, like, I just don't think that it would have been a good time for him. And I knew that once my friends, like the 5 people that I, you know, were in high school with and adored, and I still adore.
Right.
Once they were there, I was only going to focus on them.
Right.
And that was going to be, and I didn't want my husband to sit there and wait for me. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He would have found someone, but it probably would have not been my classmates. Like, he would have been at the next bar.
Right.
Found somebody else to hang out with. But yeah, and he ended up showing up because I was too drunk to...
It happens.
to drive. So I took the not so high road and texted him and said, can you come get me? I know I'm an hour and a half from home.
Oh shit, you're a dick. But
the safe thing is, and he did. I had a couple of high school friends that looked and went, he's coming to get you? And I was like, well, what else? There's options.
Yeah, of course he is.
And they were like, but where is he? And I was like, well, he was on his way to the lake, and he's just going to detour the 45 minutes over here.
We got
and detour back. And they were like, is he going to be mad? And I was like, probably, but he's a saint, and we'll do it.
And do it, yeah.
Yeah, and he had no problem. He wasn't thrilled, because it was inconvenient at the very least.
Been thrilled either.
But he was absolutely a superstar. He even stayed and hung out for about 45 minutes. And he was great. So all worked out. But yeah, that kind of stuff like that. I remember going to like a dinner party, and I just, like, about halfway through, Hayden looked at me and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't feel good. I don't want to be here anymore.
We gotta go.
And he was like, you're not normally like that. And I don't know what it was. It was like a wave that rushed over me. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't be here. I can't. And he's like, I don't understand. And I was like, I think it was an anxiety attack.
Right.
I don't know, but I needed to be out of that room and far away from. Yeah. And he was like, that's the craziest thing. And I said, you know, I don't. And he's like, well, what caused it? I said, I have no idea. I couldn't even begin. Much like, you're like, it was a situation that I've probably been in 100 times in my life, but that particular day, I just was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I have to. And I started to like pick at my nails, and I got really anxious, and I was like, and if I were, if I were a smoker, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to dismiss myself to go have a
I'm
cigarette.
smoking.
Yeah, like decompress, but I'm not.
I am aware of this pattern.
Well, and I was going to say, even the bridal shower, when you were like, you just disappeared. And I was like, I just needed 10 minutes to sit
right. Yeah.
away. Like, I get, which is crazy because anybody, like Carter, doesn't think that I am like that.
Carter thinks you are a great extrovert.
I pretend well. That's the best I can say.
You do. And that's what I had to tell her. I'm like, no. She's good at her job, and she's good at putting out the image that she's an extrovert. But no, she ain't. She ain't nothing but a thing. Like, I mean, you're a lot of things, but an extrovert is not one of them. And he was just like, what? I don't get it. And I'm like, no, she's good at being an extrovert.
Yeah.
You're just not comfortable with it.
Right. Yeah. I think
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like that kind of comfort. Like it's amazing to me that you navigate the situations and the things that you do and are so comfortable, just comfortable. I can't
imagine not being that way. Like, whereas you can't imagine.
I have no idea. Like it's for me. It's just one of those things where I couldn't fathom. Like, there are moments where I am truly comfortable, and I don't know what that would feel like in like a public or that kind of setting. Right. So
I do feel bad, like when Big Daddy and I go out, especially when it's a scene that I'm used to.
Right.
Beach bar, prime example.
Yeah.
In the summertime. I'm there. I'm working. I knew all the seasonal campers.
Yes.
We're tight and shit. I'm their favorite. We're besties for the resties. So when Jeff and I go out on a Friday or Saturday night there, I am flying all over the place.
Your people. It's your people.
I'm Raven. The squirrel is just
burrowing away.
And I feel bad because Big Daddy's sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
Playing the music that he knows I'm going to go crazy to on the jukebox because he's funny like that.
Yep.
DJ Jazzy Jeff. Yes. I realize you're too young, but that was...
I do know what that is.
You know DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince is? What?
Is that Will Smith?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I know who that is.
Well, he's the Fresh Prince. DJ Jazzy Jeff is somebody else. But yes, yes. They came from the same thing. But I feel bad because I'm busy being social. And I don't feel bad about being social.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I feel like I'm leaving my husband sitting there by himself. And there are times that I know that it does make him feel bad too.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, and again, that I could be totally wrong because I'm not him, but I think sometimes it's where he is at, like, his mindset. Because I will say Hayden's the same way. There are times where it drives me nuts that he, like, ditches me.
Right.
But then there are times where I'm like, no, of course have a great time. And it's a me problem more than it is a him problem.
Right.
So I feel like Jeff is probably where sometimes he's like, I didn't enjoy myself, but that shouldn't be on you. It was probably on the fact that I maybe felt more anxious today than, or, I maybe had a bad day and this didn't, you know what I mean? Like, this didn't pull me out of my funk. It kind of just pushed me a little bit more into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And there are times that Jeff will straight out say, like, why do you have a problem hanging out with me? It's like, that's not it. And that's when I really feel bad because it's not that I don't want to hang out with you. It's that I want to hang out with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not going to operate at this speed,
your battery is filled. Your tank is filled with that energy of, like, lots of people and lots of interactions and lots of stuff.
Yeah.
When you're out and about, and his is more on that singular kind of thing, which I do understand.
Right.
And I do feel that. So, like, for me and you, like, I love hanging out with you and I enjoy going out with you, but I will say, like, the one day we went, I was like, and this puppy's real fun. I'm just going to pet this puppy. Well, you go and do your thing. I don't know. There was a puppy and I just sat and petted the puppy, and me and the puppy were in love. We were in
While
love.
Tara's
It was
seizuring off.
and yeah. Well, you're out tequila rock star and your life out. And the thing is that didn't bother me. I was just like, this puppy is great. And I'm going to play with this puppy. And me and this puppy are best friends. And life is good. And you came over and you're like, come talk. And I was like, no, me and this puppy are perfectly fine.
Yeah, you do you boo-boo.
Yes, you have a good time. I am not here to rain on your parade. Me and this pup, I'm just going to pet this puppy.
Right.
And, you know, that's... But
right.
I do get that.
I'm a go. I'm a go, and it's not that I don't want to hang out with my husband, but when I'm getting in that social scene, these are people who, when I'm hanging out with them, I'm serving their drinks.
Yeah, so you're their link to
right. Like I'm at work now. Yeah, I might be at my place of employment, but I'm not working, and I want to hang out and party. Carrie, it's ridiculous. You got to see me.
I've never been to
the lake scene in the summertime. It's nothing. If Jeff's working nights and the kids are somewhere and I end up at the lake, we got a little triangle of bars there, and it is nothing for me to bop back and forth. I know somebody every one of them.
Yeah.
If not a couple of them.
Yeah.
Like,
and if not, you'll find somebody that
I'll make friends with somebody.
You'll find someone that will be your friend by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Case in point, I went to one of those 3 bars with you, and I sat at a table with the people we came with. And Tara went everywhere. At one point, I was like, I think we lost her. She's gone, guys. And we were all perfectly... I don't know if any of us got up from that table.
But I came back, didn't I?
You did, and it was great. And nobody, I mean, at the end of the day, no problem. But it was funny because there was a group of us that were like, we're happy at this table. I don't need to know who those people are.
Let Tara go make her friends.
Let Tara and Teresa.
My sister was with?
Yes, it was.
Oh, the shower. That's not my sister.
No. But
No.
she got a little, and again, I think
full.
some liquid courage definitely helps. And I will say, I'm that way with enough liquid courage. I probably could or would, be a little more carefree.
Outgoing. Yeah.
Outgoing.
Yeah.
But no. It was funny. It was, what is it, 6 of us? 6 of us just hanging out at a little table.
Hung at that table.
And there was...
Tara and Teresa just...
and Teresa didn't know anybody, and I thought that was the best part.
Right.
Like, you're local, and you know the local people. And she was like, I don't know any of these people. And next thing you know, she's walking over with a friend, and I was like, do you know that person? Okay, you got this, girl.
It was so fun. When I worked at Sally's 100 years ago, a customer would come in, I'd start talking to him, and they would leave, and whatever employee was there with me, it's like, you knew that person, right? I'm like, no. They're like, what?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know them. You just had a full-on, you just had a full-on conversation with them. Like, you've been best friends with them forever. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know them. They're like, what?
Well, how is that possible?
It makes my kids nuts, too.
Yeah.
They cannot handle it.
Yeah.
Diem hates it when we're going public and somebody's like, oh, hi, Diem. She's like, how do you know me? And I'm like, dude, I've been live on Facebook since you were 2 years old.
Yeah.
People know who you are.
Diem is probably one of those where... Yeah, she has a personality all her own. Because even me, sometimes she'll be like, meh. And I was like, whoa. I do know you.
How could you? Yeah.
But yeah, I do struggle. I struggle, like, the whole camera thing. Surprisingly enough, I'm super comfortable, or I feel super comfortable behind the microphone. And I don't know why that is, or I didn't think that I would. I also didn't think that I would listen to the podcast, because I really felt like I was going to have, like, horrible anxiety about maybe the things I said wrong, or the things that I, all the things. I would just have, and I find that I'm okay with that. So, being an introvert or an extrovert, it doesn't, I don't know if it necessarily spills over into every aspect, but I would prefer to stay at home in my little bubble.
Yeah.
And you would prefer to venture out into the lovely world.
Like, how do you think I'm going to do 6 weeks of recovery?
You're not.
I'm not.
You're not.
It's not happening.
No, you already, I mean, you're what, post 2 days?
Yep.
Yeah, and we're doing a podcast.
2 days hysterectomy, post-hysterectomy.
Yeah, and and I told her she didn't have to. And she said, no, I got this. And
We're
I went,
good.
okay.
Am I going to pay for it later? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Am I going to take a lot of drugs? Absolutely. And that's okay. That's what they prescribe
They're
to
prescribed to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to
just so everyone knows, they're prescribed.
I'm not throwing myself a farm party with just whatever I can get off the street. But
that can't be good for you.
no, it's not. It's not. The fentanyl is a thing. Oh, dang it. But yeah, there's that.
Yes. So do you, being like an extrovert and being one of those people that thrives on like the social scene and the social battery and all of that, like mine drains really quickly. Yours, you get amped up by it. When you don't get that kind of like if you were to like live in my bubble and not,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. That's why, that is part of the reason why me becoming a disabled stay-at-home mom was so hard on me.
because you couldn't get that interaction.
Because I thrive in a social environment, whether it is just we're social, we're having fun, or there's structure and there's
business office
procedures
setting where you still get interaction. Yeah.
I thrive. Those are the things that fill my cup. The more I sit home and do nothing, the more empty my cup gets.
Yeah.
I'm not the person who's like, you know what? Do I occasionally need a timeout? Absolutely.
I think everybody
does.
Yeah.
But my cup runneth over when I'm out socializing. And we know I go out of my way to make sure people are going to laugh, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's what fills my cup.
Yeah.
So when those people are laughing, that's not saying I'm miserable at home. It's not saying I have an unhappy marriage or an unhappy home life. It's just my cup is filled differently.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like that's mine. Like my social battery is probably depleted more by going out and doing that. My cup is where I am more likely to feel energized by like staying home and watch it. And not to say like staying home, because I will say like me during COVID, like when you had to stay home, I also maybe just don't deal well with the have tos. Like you have to.
I don't.
Because I struggled to the point where Hayden would come home, LaPapa would come home and he'd be like, honey, just take the car and drive around in circles. Like just go. But yet I was alone, but I just needed to be alone. Maybe it all has correlate together, because I wasn't alone. I have children, and there was a point where he's like, you need to just maybe be in quiet.
Get out. Go. Yeah. Yes.
And I didn't go to the store. I just drove around our block 15 times and wasted gas, but that was what I needed, because I just needed to not.
Correct. Be stuck in that situation. And I think that's, probably a good conversation for Big Daddy and I to have, because when I'm wanting to be out and social and doing the things, he takes it personally. Mm-hmm. Like, I suppose 20 years of being somebody, with such a elevated social level as such as myself, it probably gets infuriating, because I think he gets to the point where he thinks it's not necessarily that I want to hang out with all these people, it's that I don't want to hang out with him.
Oh, yeah. And so that's one thing that I will say, LaPapa's a little different. He likes the social scene. He really, really does. He enjoys it. It's kind of funny, because you guys always said he never wants to leave the Shire, which is our home, but he wants to bring people in. He's a big like, come over, we'll hang out. He likes that. He really does. And that also causes me anxiety sometimes. I'm good. It's fine. Right. But he really thrives on that. And there's points where I'm like, no, you go do. Right. But he won't, much like, you know what I mean? And so I do understand that, where you're like, I get that your battery is filled this way and mine's filled that way, and it's not the same. Right. So how do we find that center where we both feel we're getting what we need.
And not like somebody's hating. And, that's definitely a therapy session Jeff and I need to have because at no point do I want him to feel like I don't want to hang out with him.
Right.
But then again, at the same time, these are the behaviors he's dealt with for over 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's either got to figure out that this is just who Tara is.
Yeah.
And it's not a malicious intent kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or continue to think that's because I hate you.
No. And I know that's not true.
That's not true.
I've known you
right?
guys for a million years.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're just one of those people, and you kind of have to hang on to the snowball and go for the ride.
Let's go.
Or let go and let that snowball do its thing.
Right. And we know with my Captain Save-A-Ho tendencies, I'm not a real big fan of the let and go game, but that's another episode. God, we gotta be writing down all these episodes. Oh, we gotta talk about that crazy part of Tara. And,
we all love it. No, I think, and it's so funny because we get along so well.
Right.
And I think it's because we can both learn to bend on those things that maybe push our boundaries or mostly my boundaries. I feel like we're pushing mostly my boundaries, which is fine because I'm okay with it. You know what I mean?
Right. And I hope you are okay with me pushing those boundaries because you know that you can trust that I'm not going to put you in a position where it's not going to be safe.
And that's, and absolutely. And I think to a certain extent, that was always something that, and that I've always preached to my children is make sure you have a safe bubble.
Yes.
Make sure that there are people in your bubble that are truly someone that you can trust, so that if you are in a situation, even if it just is uncomfortable emotionally, I don't feel like, I have anxiety, that you have someone in that circle, in that situation that will understand you and be able to say, yeah, let's go. We're good. I got you.
Exit stage left. Let's go.
Yeah. And I know that if I looked at you and said, I'm not having fun anymore, I don't want to do this.
We'd be gone.
I don't even know if I would have to verbalize it. I think my face, if I were to just be like, you'd be like, you know what? Let's go. Let's
bounce.
Let's get out of here.
Or at the very least, I'd be like, Carrie, let me call you an Uber. I'm having a great time.
You would
clearly are not.
You would never ditch me. She would never. She's a liar. She's a liar. She would always.
I mean, I don't think if I ever do it, you'd be surprised. But Tara, honey, I'll get you an Uber. You're fine. You're good. It's fine.
You would never.
Dude, don't look creepy at all.
You are a mama bear through and through.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. But I think a lot of relationships need. You can't 100% be with somebody who's 100% like you 100% of the time.
No, how boring.
Oh my God.
And how infuriating. I don't, that sounds awful. I don't particularly love me. You know what I mean?
You love you. You just don't necessarily like you all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, my negative downfalls, if I had someone that had those same negative downfall, excuse me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too much.
Or if you, honestly, if our spouses were the same, introvert versus extrovert, if we were both extroverts, you would be exhausted and exhausting all the time.
Right.
And if you were both introverts, you would never expose yourself to the beautiful things that the world can offer. You know what I mean? If you never leave your home, how would you experience things? Yeah. And if you never went home, how would you experience those things that can only be experienced in your home?
Comfort.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you have to have a healthy dash of either or.
Right. Yeah, because going 24/7 is a lot.
Right.
And it's overwhelming.
You maybe need someone that grounds you a little bit.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could not imagine running on all my cylinders all the time.
And with someone else to do it with you too. Like,
Hell no.
No, you.
And to encourage.
Yeah. Yes.
No,
half the time we have to de-escalate the situation and be like,
Tara, no.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of that, so you guys were over at our house,
Yep.
and you were like, "Hey, are we gonna head up to the bar?" And my husband's like, "No, I don't want to." And you were like, "Womp womp womp."
Bummer. Because every once in a while, when we're hanging out,
yes,
we do. Oh, let's pop out to the casino. Oh,
yes.
let's pop over here. Let's pop over there.
Absolutely.
I thought maybe this was going to be one of those times. It was clearly not.
We had to rein you in. Mind you weren't feeling well, so it was the craziest thing that you were like, let's, and he's like, no.
No.
My husband's not scared to tell you no.
He's not. No. But I think that's one thing, too, that I live and thrive in the social world, but I'm also very comfortable and content with coming and hanging at your guys' house.
Yeah.
We have good conversation. We're all in one place. We know we're safe. We know the kids are safe.
Yep.
We're just hanging. We're nurturing that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to be going 100 miles an hour all the freaking time.
Yeah. You gotta have somebody rein you in every once in a while.
Because there's gotta be one of those in every crowd.
Right.
Whatever.
But and vice versa. There's sometimes you have to drag me kicking and screaming to go do something.
Right.
Because I maybe didn't want to.
We're gonna do this podcast and you're gonna do it live, damn it.
Yeah.
And look, you haven't died.
Uh-huh.
But did you die?
I mean, we don't know yet.
You're not dying. You're fine. Don't be dramatic. Anywho, I think we've probably rambled long enough.
Right.
If you have an introvert, extrovert friendship relationship, tell us about it. Comment somewhere, anywhere. Let us know which one you are.
Yeah.
What fills your cup. What calms you down. All the things. Excuse me, and all my burping and yawning. Apparently,
she's post-surgery. You gotta give her all the grace.
Yes.
All the grace. No matter which side you're on, give yourself some grace because...
Yes, absolutely. You gotta give yourself grace. But yeah, no, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Find us in all the places. We're in YouTube. We're in Instagram. We're in TikTok. Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Pandora... Wow. Apple Music. Wow. We're all the places.
I love it.
I think.
We're on Spotify. I do know that.
Amazon Music.
Because I'm a Spotify listener.
Yeah.
Leave a comment on Spotify. I really want to get someone to comment on Spotify.
Oh, we've got comments on Spotify.
Oh, see, this is the problem with having
from Robbie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I swear we gotta be looking at the different places. I still swear our episodes aren't uploaded.
I'm just listening like anybody else would.
I just click until things line up. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, I also, because I'm just a regular person. I'm just here for the sideshow. I don't. Somebody had asked me. They're like, what happens if Tara can't do it? And I was like, well, neither can I. So we can't do it. Like if Tara's not here to do all the things, there's no things. Because I can't do any of the things. I literally am just a voice. No, we're not going to say I'm just a voice. Okay,
take the just out of your vocab.
Okay.
You are a voice.
I am a voice.
You are an important voice in this duo.
Yahoo!
You might not be the techie guy.
Yeah, no, I can't do tech.
And that's okay. But you're not just a voice.
Well,
you guys,
okay.
If you say
I'm not the technical advisor.
Yeah. We're leaving the technicalities to Tara, who's dumber than a brick some days. No. And today happens to be high.
She's again post-surgery. Give yourself some grace.
I am. We're here. We're doing the things. We're 48 minutes in.
Look at us.
Heck yeah. And we got Carrie on camera. Mm-hmm. I wonder what Big Daddy's going to come up with for... He's going to be like, you look super tired again. Yeah.
Because I am.
But I got makeup on. I got the Carrie on camera.
Mm-hmm.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
I'm like Meatloaf, man. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You are such a kid.
No, I'm not. I am
Meatloaf?
a grown... Yes, I know the singer.
Okay.
Meatloaf, the singer, not
2 out of 3 ain't bad. We'll have to have I
know the Dashboard Light song.
Paradise by Dashboard Light.
That's the song I know. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. is
Okay,
another one.
sounds
Very good
good.
one. So, have a great day, friends. Do all the things, like us all the places, share us all the places. We will have some flyers and some business cards coming out with a QR code. I will actually post our QR code in the comments. So literally you can just tell your friend and pull up the post and be like, here, scan this QR code, and they'll have access to the podcast that way.
Fabulous.
Yeah, we're super technical. And of course, that stuff fills my cup.
Yeah.
Like, let me design the shit.
Yeah.
And I designed us shirts, which Carrie's going to help me make so we can get them made.
Woohoo!
Because
I don't know how to do that either.
I want to do it, but post-surgery and
all that jazz. Yeah, I don't. You'll have to teach me how to do it. I'm a great assistant. You can ask my husband. I assist a lot.
I need you to run the press.
I can do that.
That's where
I can push down. I'm capable.
You can push them.
Here.
All right. Have a great night, friends. We really appreciate you hanging out with the mom, wife, workaholics.
Yeah.
I'm Tara.
And I'm Carrie.
And we'll talk to you later. Have a great night. All right, friends. Grad caps off, popcorn in. Celebrate with Be Poppin'. Graduation is a little better with a little pop. Give them a delicious send-off with Be Poppin' gourmet popcorn. Order now for a graduation they'll never forget. You can get customized school color in birthday cake or bubblegum flavors, or you can order your own favorite flavor, such as caramel, garlic parmesan, cinnamon, dill pickle, sour cream and chives, or the premium flavors puppy chow, loaded baked potato, cookies and cream, and so many more. They do also have seasonal and holiday flavors. So find them on Facebook, follow, and email or private message them today. They're located in Watertown, South Dakota. Again, that's Be Poppin', B-Poppin, gourmet popcorn. Check them out today.